Hello everyone, my name is Saili Kadam. In this video, we will be talking about ensemble techniques. So let us get started. So basically, what is an ensemble technique? So when we are training one model, what happens is just one model, when it is trained on some data or something, we can say that that model is biased towards some data. Or let us say if a teacher just conducts one test and based upon that test you are simply decided whether you are pass or fail. So just giving one chance. So if we are just having one model, then that means we are simply the entire result is based upon the result of just one model. And what if that model has made a mistake? So the mistakes can take place. It is a model. It is not, we can't guarantee that whatever is given or whatever is predicted by the model is absolutely correct. So to be sure, or even if we are understanding that this model is not performing well on this particular data, but we need to improve the accuracy, or let us say the model is not so accurate. How will we overcome that? Obviously, no model is going to give us the perfect results. So for that reason, we need to come up with a technique where, let us say, all of us can make different errors, but what can we do that these errors are balanced out and we come up with some good accuracy or something like that. So this is basically ensemble technique, when we combine different models for making or getting some better predictions. So what is an ensemble technique? When different machine learning models are on the same data, let us say I have a data set, I want to train it. Like we discussed random forest in one of our videos. So in that we said that when we combine multiple decision tree, that is basically a random forest. So this is again an ensemble technique. What is the reason for combining? Decision tree on its own is a machine learning algorithm. So why we come up with random forest? Because the accuracy or the prediction given by the random forest is better than that of the decision tree. So this is basically we combine different models to get better results or better predictions. That is basically an ensemble technique. So here the idea behind ensemble techniques is wisdom of crowds. So let us say I have 5 friends. So if I am good in one subject, I am, so everyone, nobody is perfect in all the subjects. Somebody may be good at English, or someone may be good at science, somebody may be good in mathematics, but in other subjects we know that we don't perform well, but my friend performs. Let us say I am not too good in maths, but let us say my friend is good or fantastic in maths. So what can I do, or what we can togetherly do is, let us say I have 5 subjects. Each one is good at one particular subject. So we will start studying together. So and my friends will teach me the subject that they are good in, and I will teach them the subject that I am good in. So this is not exactly how it works, but this is a basic idea that when weak learners come together, they can make one stronger learner. So here we increase the number of models so that even if there are some errors, they can be balanced out. As we know that in random forest also, what we do, we combine the results of all different trees. So let us say one first decision tree, it says that, let us say the accuracy is 80% or something, other may have 90%, the other one may have 92%. So even if one specific model don't perform good, let us say I trained 5 decision trees. So basically I'm training the random forest in which we have 5 decision trees. So let us say first model just gives me 80% accuracy. If I will just use that, that means it will just give me 80% accuracy. but the second one gives me 92, the other one gives 95, then the next one is around, gives me around 97 or 98%. So what will happen? We will average them. That means I can get around 90% accuracy. So I am improving the accuracy. So that is the reason. So when different multiple weak learners come together, they can form a strong learner. This is the idea behind ensemble techniques. So ensemble techniques is basically when we combine multiple models to train something or train a model so that we could improve the predictions. This is basically ensemble technique. So why do we need this techniques? Because let us say we are simply training one decision tree, and we know that in decision trees overfitting is very common. So if we are simply relying on one single model, then that may cause overfitting, underfitting. Even if like KNN algorithm, KNN is very sensitive to the noise. So if we just rely on one model, then what will happen? It will be biased. We can say that the output is biased towards something, and we want to avoid this. That is why we come up with ensemble techniques, so that just one model, we really don't know whether that decision is really perfect. One model can give us 96-97% accuracy, but what if we use multiple models and all together they give us some 99% accuracy? We need to increase the accuracy. So that is the reason why we should come up with ensemble techniques. So when we combine different models, what happens? That it increases the accuracy, it reduce variance. So one particular model, it can give you less accuracy, it can have some biases, it can have variance, then it may or may not perform well on unseen data. So all these things, when we simply rely on one model, we need to face all these challenges. So better is to come up with some new or multiple models. We combine all these models so that everything gets averaged out and we get some balanced results. So it is nothing but let us say in our result, if we have in English, let us say I score 80 marks, in maths I scored less, I just score 50 marks, then but in all other subjects I'm scoring around 80-85, then even if in one subject I'm not scoring well, then what will happen? It will get balanced out. So this is why we require ensemble techniques. Then there are different types of ensemble techniques. There are basically two different types of ensemble techniques. First one is bagging and the second one is boosting. The algorithm that we discussed, random forest, that comes in bagging. So there is a very slight difference in two of them. Working is almost the same. So the basic idea remains the same, that it will have combination of different models. It may be a decision tree, it may be any other algorithm, but ensemble technique means that we are combining different models so that we improve the prediction. So even boosting and bagging, both of them will have different or multiple models trained together, but they have a very slight difference. In this video we will just talk about bagging. In our next video we will talk about boosting. So bagging, as I said, random forest is an example of bagging. So the basic idea of bagging is I have multiple models. So let us say I have five friends, all five of us, we have an exam. So what happens? All at a time we start studying. So we decided that 1st of August we will start studying. So all of us will start studying together for the exams independently. Like my like it is not dependent, or when I will start studying, or what which subject I should focus more or less, is not dependent on anybody else. My friend is studying for, let us say, her exam, I am studying for my exam independently. We are not related, we are not discussing. I don't know what exactly she is studying, which topic she covered. No, I started my own studying. Let us say we have five different models, all of them will start. So let us say I have a very small data set of 10 data points. So every model, I am training five models, so every model will get something. will get some training set, testing set. They will be different. Like in decision tree, what do we do with replacement? We come up with training set. So every model will get its own training set and its own testing set, and all of them will start learning at the same time. That is independent. One model, if there is one decision tree, it will, if we have 5 decision tree, all of them will start learning at the same time. First decision tree don't know what are the predictions made by the second decision tree, or it is not, their results are not based upon each other's learning or something. I have my own results, everyone will have, so they will start studying at the same time. And that is independent, they are not dependent on each other. I will give some, I will learn something, I will give. First model will learn, give predictions, second will learn and give predictions. They don't consider like what other uh, decision tree says, or my result is correct or wrong. They don't care of this, they simply work. I am doing my thing, other models will do their thing, and at the end we will simply average their results. This is how bagging works. So it is similar like decision tree. We have already discussed the decision tree part. If you want to go through that, you can watch that video. So this is basic idea, that we have different models and they start learning at the same time. They are not dependent, their results, their predictions are independent of each other. Then this is about bagging. So again, bagging has a lot of advantages, like it can reduce overfitting, it can improve accuracy, stability, handles noisy data well, and everything. So these are some of the advantages of decision tree. Similarly, we have disadvantages of decision tree, that is it uses a lot of memory, then computational cost is also high. So, but it is fast. Bagging is fast as compared to boosting. And why boosting is slow, we will discuss that in the next video. So, that's all for this video. And in our next video, we will be talking about boosting. So, that's all. Thank you.